From the NMSU Department of Journalism and Media Studies in collaboration with KRWG, this is the student-produced News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Analicia Perez.
And I'm Giandra Hernandez. Las Cruces police are investigating a deadly double shooting outside a local bar. Officers were called around 2 a.m. Saturday to Whiskey Dick's on East Union Avenue.
Police say a fight broke out between two men ages 28 and 37 when the older man pulled out a gun and shot the other. An unidentified person then shot the 37-year-old before taking off. Both men were taken to the hospital. The 28-year-old died from his injuries while the 37-year-old remains in custody and in stable condition. Police are still searching for the person who fled the scene. Anyone with information is urged to contact Las Cruces police. A Chaves County man is facing kidnapping, battery, and other charges.
New Mexico State Police say he kidnapped his ex-girlfriend and threatened to kill her. A technology helped catch the man. At 11:30 Sunday morning, New Mexico State Police were scanning radio traffic and learned of a woman calling 911, stating her ex-boyfriend was trying to kill her and had pulled a knife. Officers located the vehicle and arrested 59-year-old Otis Ray Cloud. They also found the woman and took her to safety. Cloud is in the Chaves County Jail awaiting his first court appearance. And the New Mexico Department of Justice is fighting back against delays in the sexual assault case against former NMSU basketball player DeShondre Washington.
Washington's October trial was delayed after the state Supreme Court approved him a change of attorney. The state DOJ says this is an attempt to delay the trial. The court is being punished to assign an attorney within 2 weeks and set a trial date within the next 180 days. Washington faces multiple felony charges for allegedly assaulting teammates and managers during the suspended 2022 and 23 season.
And I know it's starting to get a bit colder here, but what else can we say?
I mean, it's sweater weather for sure. Let's take a look at our live look. Now, as you can see outside, it is beautifully clear. It is a little cold. Wear a sweater if you're going to be out there. Now, let's talk about our current conditions. So today, the skies are mostly clear. Temps are about 74. Winds, really not anything crazy, 3 miles an hour from the southwest. Humidity about 17%, and the dew point is 26 degrees, and barometer reads 30.04. Now, the high for today was about 73 with a low of 36. The average is about 66. You see a lot of those lows in the morning. For our record high was 78.4 degrees in 2017. And some of us might remember back in 2020 when the record low was 29 degrees. And of course today, no rainfall, and the yearly rainfall is 8.87. And back to the desk for more News 22 action.
Now stay tuned because Tristan will be back with your national forecast.
But first, cell phones are no longer allowed in New Mexico classrooms. More on that when News 22 continues. Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters. The state of New Mexico is trying to solve the problem of distraction in school classrooms.
The legislature recently passed a law to get cell phones out of classrooms. News 22 Varvara Nicoliva reports many say the law is working.
Each day, students at Mayfield High School navigate the busy halls, heading to class. But one thing they're not taking to class is something they otherwise would carry all the time.
And honestly, I think the cell phone policy has a positive impact. Like, I see our classmates interacting more with each other. I feel like I get my work done more often in class than before.
A 2025 state law requires all districts to have a policy that prohibits cell phones from the first bell to the last, with exceptions for the medical or educational needs. Elementary and middle school students are restricted from using phones throughout the entire school day, while high school students are restricted during the instructional time. Teachers like Jacqueline Jimerson focus on creating an environment where students can engage and participate actively in their learning. She says the absence of cell phones makes that easier.
I think it has been very beneficial for students and for instructors. It has definitely eliminated classroom management issues, and I think it really has promoted critical thinking.
Anecdotal means it's kind of fun. I do that because I think that's...
Students and administrators also say it's having a good effect.
It's had a good impact on all the students, I would feel like, and I think it's helped me get my grades up pretty good.
Whether the new law improves the learning or just adds the frustration, it still remains to be seen. But for now, the students at the Mayfield High School are trying to learn without the phones in their hands.
This is the first year that we've had a no cell phone policy in the classroom. So we've seen overall improved engagement. Instruction is better. Teachers don't have as many disruptions. We don't have kids trying to meet up in the halls because they can't talk to each other on their phones. So overall, the instruction's better, engagement's better. We'll see if grades are better.
Senior Trinity Garuli says it helped her focus on her studies, which is the purpose of the bill, which is called anti-distraction policy.
It's really helped me, and even though that really wasn't their intent to help me specifically, I feel like it really has.
Varvara Nikolaeva, News 22.
Now, I know it's not cold enough here for iguanas to be falling out of trees, but what else can we say about the rest of the nation? Tristan?
Well, let's take a look at our national weather. But first of all, happy Veterans Day to my fellow veterans, including myself. Let's talk about our national weather. So over here in San Francisco, it's about 68. Over in Vegas, it's 77. Over in El Paso, 76 and sunny. Over in OKC, 73. Chicago, the Windy City, 39. Wear layers, many layers. And of course, to my former shipmates in Norfolk, 46 degrees. Put on that foul weather gear. Now for my next map. We're going to talk about our fall foliage. So as you can see here on our map, the most beautiful colors of fall are going to be in Oklahoma, Arkansas, over here in Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Now over here in New Mexico, you might have to go out and see if you can find anything, but we'll see. And onto my final map, we're going to take a quick look over in Southeast Asia. We're going to talk about Typhoon Feng Wang. Now, it blew out of the Philippines on Monday, and it displaced over 1.4 million people. Currently, it's heading over to Taiwan, and it'll make landfall about tomorrow with 3,000 people being evacuated, but it is showing signs of weakening. And that's all for the Nat Weather forecast. When we return, we'll talk about our local temps. Welcome back, and let's talk about those fall temps in New Mexico. Now starting off in Farmington, it is a chilly 65, Santa Fe a chilly 64, Albuquerque and Gallup are 68, Socorro 70. Now Clovis and Roswell quite haven't gotten the message, being 80 and 84, Ruidoso 71, Las Cruces 73, and Deming 76. Now let's look at tomorrow. So Farmington, really not a lot of change in 68, Santa Fe 65, Gallup is going to be 68, Albuquerque 71, Clovis 74, Ruidoso 69, Roswell 77, Las Cruces 78, and Deming is going to stay warm at 80. And El Gordo tonight is going to be a chilly 38 with some clouds, and tomorrow it's going to be a high of 74, also going to have some cloud cover. Now we're going to see this cloud trend happen through the next 3 cities. Tonight in TRC, it's going to be a chilly 40, and tomorrow 78. And in my favorite city of Silver City, it's going to be 40, and tomorrow 74. And finally, tonight it's going to be 36. Stay warm, folks. Tomorrow will be 78, and that is all for my local weather forecast.
Mine. Well, speaking of running, I know Aleka is next with sports.
Thanks, Annalicia. Coming up in sports, Las Cruces High School is the top seed for the state championship. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
For the win! He got it!
Welcome back, I'm Aleka, and let's talk sports. Las Cruces High School's football team earned the top seed in the state championship tournament. The Bulldogs finished their regular season with a 10-0 record. Halloween night, the Bulldogs took on the Centennial Hawks and came out on top. The final score was 31-21, which earned them the district title. This is the first district championship for the Bulldogs since 2019. The Bulldogs' 3 turnovers by their defense was the key to their victory. They will return to the Field of Dreams Friday at 7 p.m. to take on the 8th seed Los Lunas. NMSU football is struggling to climb out of their hole. Last Saturday, the Aggies took on Kennesaw State here for homecoming weekend and lost 21-24. The game was lost by a missed field goal at the end of the fourth quarter. But all hope is not lost as the Aggies still have a chance at a bowl game if they win out the rest of their season. It will not be an easy task as they take on the University of Tennessee next, who's currently ranked number 21 in the nation. The game will take place in Knoxville on Saturday at 2:15 p.m. It will be streamed on SEC Network. The NMSU volleyball team seems to have hit a wall. The Aggies traveled to Alabama this past week to take on Jacksonville State, and it didn't end pretty. With the Gamecocks reverse sweeping the Aggies Thursday and the Aggies falling 1-4 Friday, they now have a losing streak of 3. This has left the Aggies with a 7-7 record in 6th place in conference. The Aggies take on Kennesaw State this week, both Thursday and Friday at 6 p.m., which can be streamed on ESPN+. Let's hope they can break their losing streak and revenge the football team as well. NMSU hosts New Mexico Highlands and men's and women's basketball team tonight in a doubleheader. NMSU's women's basketball team won their first home game tonight over New Mexico Highlands, which definitely made for a great home opener. NMSU's men's basketball team is next to take on the Cowboys at 7:30 following this broadcast here at the Pan American Center. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Tristan will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Welcome back. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our top stories.
A man is dead and another hospitalized after a shooting at Whiskey Dick's this past weekend. Police are still looking for one of the members involved. The New Mexico Department of Justice is fighting back against delays in the sexual assault case against former NMSU basketball player DeShondre Washington. And cell phones were banned in schools in New Mexico.
Now let's take a gander over at our 5-day. So Wednesday is going to be mostly sunny, high of 78, low of 41. Thursday is going to be partly sunny, high of 80, low of 45. Friday is going to be sunny, 80, 47. Saturday is going to cool off, mostly cloudy, 76 and 46. And Sunday, we might see some nightly rain. It's going to be 71 and 43. And that is all for my 5-day forecast.
And that's all for News 22 Tuesday. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Tune in tomorrow night for more news, but don't go too far because Yureli Chinchilla is next with Noticias 22 en Español.
I'm Giandra Hernandez, and from the whole newscast, Aleka, Tristan, and Alicia, and myself, have a good night.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, la información más completa de Nuevo México, El Paso y la frontera. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, es un gusto volver a estar con ustedes. Mi nombre es Yureli Chinchilla y estas son las breves de hoy. La policía de Las Cruces sigue investigando el doble tiroteo que se registró a las 2 de la mañana el sábado. La policía y el departamento de bomberos acudieron al lugar tras recibir un aviso de disparos con heridos en el estacionamiento de Whiskey Dick's ubicado en la avenida Union. Según la policía, 2 hombres de 28 y 37 años se habían visto envueltos en una pelea en el estacionamiento. El hombre de 37 años se armó con una pistola y disparó al menos una vez, alcanzando al hombre de 28 años. Según la policía, una persona desconocida le disparó al hombre de 37 años antes de huir. Tanto la víctima como el sospechoso fueron trasladados a hospitales locales, donde el hombre de 28 años murió a causa de sus heridas. El hombre de 37 años permanece hospitalizado y bajo custodia. La policía continúa intentando identificar a la persona que disparó al sospechoso y huyó del lugar de los hechos. Un hombre del condado de Chávez enfrenta cargos por secuestro, agresión y otros delitos. A las 11:30 de la mañana del domingo, la Policía Estatal de Nuevo México escuchaba las comunicaciones por radio cuando se enteró de que una mujer había llamado al 911 para decir que su novio estaba intentando matarla con un cuchillo. Los agentes localizaron el vehículo gracias a la tecnología que ayudó a capturar a Otis Ray Cloud, de 59 años. También encontraron a la mujer y la llevaron a un lugar seguro. Esto es todo por hoy en Noticias 22. No olviden seguirnos en Instagram, YouTube y Facebook. Que tengan buena noche.